also see the screen. Okay, thank you, Sudhakar. Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Kasim. All right, thanks, guys. All right, great. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to the AWS demo session. So what we're going to be doing here today is go through an overview as to what AWS is and how it can help you. All right. So without further ado, we'll get started. We have our trainer who has joined in, and she will be taking us forward through the entire demo session. So before I go ahead and pass on the presenter access to our trainer, we have a quick few ground rules for this particular demo session. Okay, so I request all the participants to stay on mute throughout the session so we do not have any background noise which will disturb the session. Okay, and we will definitely have a question and answer time towards the end of the session. It will be a 10 to 15 minutes session, a time only for the question and answers. I would request everyone to have your questions ready. And when we have the Q&A, then we will go ahead and you can chat. You can either post your questions on chat, or if you want to unmute and talk, you can let me know. I can do that for you. Okay, that is towards the end of the session. All right. So I'm gonna, if you guys can hear me, there is actually disturbance if you are not on mute. So I'm gonna be putting you on mute right now. Okay. So just give me one quick moment. All right, perfect. So now it's better, right? No background noises, right? Okay, perfect. So thank you so much, guys. So let's get started with the AWS demo session. All right, so before we go ahead and start off the demo session, I will just give you a quick overview of what Agiletics is all about. Okay, so Agiletics, as you know, okay, so this is who we are. We are an established company in the year 2013, and we are based out of Singapore. And we have our headquarters in Singapore, and we are located in different locations of the world. Say we are in Dubai, we have our office in Dubai, India. In India, we have our branches in Bangalore and Noida. Okay, so about us, we are official training partners with Hortonworks and Google's. So what we do is we do provide training for the Hortonworks and Google courses as well. All right. So we are also official testing partners with Criterion and PSI. So any of the tests which you need, or the final certifications you need to take up with Criterion or PSI, you can take that up in our centers, which is located in Singapore, Dubai, India, and Bangalore. India, which is Bangalore and Noida. Okay, so we offer professional training courses across different domains. So no matter what domain you are at, maybe you are in an IT industry or any other profession. So these are the courses which we provide. So under project management, we have different courses we offer: data science, business intelligence, AI, machine learning, cloud computing, DevOps, digital marketing, cybersecurity, Agile and Scrum, IT services, software development, Salesforce, and quality management. So these are the different domains which we cover. And under these, we have different courses that you can take up and move ahead professionally. All right. So this is a little bit of a brief about who we are. So right now we'll go ahead and start the actual session, which is the AWS demo session. So we will be going through as to what AWS is and how it can help you. All right. So I'm going to be passing the presenter access to our trainer. So she will be taking us forward from here. Okay. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. I'm going to be passing the presenter access. Just give me one quick moment here.
Hello.
Hi, Kanika. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Beena. Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right. All right. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Kanika. Let me just share my screen before I give my introduction. Okay, so hope everyone is able to see my screen. Yes, can you please confirm?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so my name is Kanika and I have 9+ years of total IT experience. And for the past 4 years, I've been, in the training domain and I've been taking trainings for different open system technologies like Perl, Python, Unix, Linux, etc. And then later on, I moved on to cloud. And when we talk about cloud, I am AWS Solutions Architect certified for both professional as well as associate level. Okay, so now I've been taking up for the past 2 years, I've been taking up the AWS trainings, working on the AWS projects in the industry as well. All right. So why are we here? What is the agenda of the session? So first of all, we are here to learn about what is cloud computing, then why AWS only in cloud computing, what are the benefits of using AWS, then what are the different products and services and how do I use them to run my workloads. Then we will discuss about what are the different certifications, how do we prepare for the certifications, and then if I am certified, what are the benefits I would get from the certifications. So in the end, I will showcase a small demonstration on the console that how do we actually work on AWS. So the agenda would be, because in 1 hour we cannot cover the complete AWS. So here we will just learn that what benefits you will get if you are AWS certified. That is the complete agenda for the session. So the only request will be that please keep yourself on mute, as Dina already mentioned. And in the end, we will take up all the questions from you. So you can, just note down all your question answers and I'll take them up in the end. Okay. All right. So all right, so let's start with what is cloud computing and its benefits. So I will just to initiate this discussion, I will just take up a small example of what is cloud computing. I think there is some chat going on, is it? Okay, Kasim, are you not able to see my full screen? Kasim, can you please confirm? Oh, is it? Okay. Okay, just 1 minute.
You mean to say run your PPT?
1 minute. Okay, okay, I'll
I
do
can
that.
see yours. Yes.
Okay, is it fine now?
Perfect.
Okay, great. Great. So to discuss about cloud computing, I just want to take up a small example to demonstrate what is cloud computing. Things will be crystal clear in your mind. Let us assume that we are starting up a business, something like Flipkart.com, something like Amazon.com. So something like a e-commerce website. To set up an e-commerce website, let's say what all things would be required. First thing is we will set up our website. For our website, what would be required? We would require a web server. Then on that web server, we will develop our web pages. Okay, so let's say we have created our web pages, hosted them on the web server. After that, what would be required? Maybe a database server. Yes, we would require to store the data in the backend. We would require a database server, a software, something like Oracle, maybe. Yes. To store the data inside that database server, we would require a software to be installed on that database server, and we will purchase the license of that software. Okay. Now, once my web server is ready, my database server is ready, I would require a domain name. Some name, something like www.abc.com. Okay, something like that. Right. So I would require a domain name. I have taken up a domain name, I have taken up a web server, I've taken up a database server, right? So all set to go. After that, I would require a network, okay? Maybe some WANs, LANs, maybe some firewalls, so that I can maybe protect my database server, okay? So this is about the infrastructure that would be required. Let's say I have purchased all the infrastructure and I have started, selling the products on my website. After that, after some time, when the load increases on my website, I would require to add up the resources. That means I would require to add up what all I have noted down right now. I would add more web servers. I would add more database servers. Okay. I would add the networking as well, and so on. Okay. So that means I am procuring the infrastructure and I am keeping on, I am actually adding them up. What about if my business is not that much flourishing, or there is recession in the market, the purchasing power of the customer goes down after some time? Okay, I hope you're getting this scenario, right? First of all, I am purchasing on all the infrastructure, setting them up, and then I am, whenever there's a recession, whenever I don't require the complete set of infrastructure, I will just throw them up, or I will not be using this complete infrastructure. Okay. Now, how about, let's say, how about when there is some plan you have, like you have, on Flipkart and Amazon on day-to-day basis, you see that big billion sale, correct? So in that big billion sale, what happens is you actually cannot anticipate the load or the amount of traffic that is going to come onto your website, right? If you remember Flipkart's first big billion sale, what happened to that big billion sale? The servers got crashed. Why? Because they did not expect so much of traffic coming to their web servers. So in that case, how would you, or how many web servers would you require to actually handle that for that much amount of traffic? So how would you, decide on that factor? Okay, and that too, if suppose I say that let's launch the sale tomorrow, you will definitely say that, Kanika, it is not at all possible to launch up so many web servers. Let's say we need to double up the web servers, and already 100 web servers are in place. We need to create 100 more web servers. You would say that our team would require at least a month's time to set up all the infrastructure and get set go. Correct. So that part is very difficult to handle when we talk about setting up of the infrastructure on premise. Apart from cost, apart from the management headaches, apart from the team which is working to set up everything. Okay, you would require an office setup for that team as well, laptops for them, the phones for them, the complete office setup for them, identity management solutions for them, etc. Now, what is the solution to the complete headache? The solution to this headache is cloud computing. Okay, I can see some of the people have raised the hands. Just a second. Hi, is it possible to be AWS Architect certified? Okay, wait. We will take up the questions towards the end of the session. The floor will be open for the session, and we will definitely take up each and everyone's question. So my personal request, or the humble request, is that please go ahead and note down your questions. Okay. Okay. So Kasim, are you able to see my full screen? Yes. It's just the chat window. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is now as I said, that solution is cloud computing. What do I mean with this? I mean that let me just focus on my website and my business. I am a pure businessman. I do not need to go into all these details, setting up management, hardware management, software management, issues, and juggling up with all the headaches. No. Okay, let's leave that apart. And what we will do is we will hire a third party vendor. Now focus here, please. We will hire a third party vendor, and we will give all our headaches to that third party vendor. Okay, now that third party vendor will be called cloud service provider. Now, what is that cloud service provider? A company, somebody like Amazon, somebody like Google Cloud, somebody like Azure, Microsoft Azure. Okay, these companies, they create everything for us on demand. Whenever we say, they create it for us in their data center. So if their data center is in US Oregon region, okay, the web server will be created physically there in that region on our demand. We will be just accessing that web server over the internet. And this process of accessing the remote resources over the internet and renting them, okay, and we pay the monthly rent to them of how much we use it, is actually called cloud computing. This is cloud computing. Okay, so first when cloud computing was invented, it was long back. Okay, and if we go back to that, we can take up an example of Gmail, Google Drive, Dropbox. These are all the examples of cloud computing. Now, when I was a kid, I used to store my pictures on my computer. Okay, when the drive of my computer used to be full, I used to purchase an external hard drive attached to my computer and store the complete data on that external hard drive. What is the benefit now I have? I do not have to make that small investment. Okay, that investment, maybe you may seem that investment as a small investment of purchasing a hard drive, but think of where huge data centers, huge data is to be stored, right? So in that case, Dropbox has replaced my external hard drive. I need not purchase that. Somebody is creating the drive in their data center. Dropbox data center may be anywhere, right? I am not even aware of that. Okay, and I am using the internet to get connected to that drive, store my pictures there, and then access it anytime from anywhere across globe. Now, this is cloud computing. This is a small example of cloud computing. I hope cloud computing is clear to everyone. Okay. All right. Now, let's read the definition of cloud computing. I'll just. Okay. So, cloud computing is a term which indicates the delivery of compute resources, that is, the servers, the network, okay, over the internet that can be accessed from anywhere, anytime. Cloud market is expanding extremely fast and its business revenue is predicted to quadruple in the next decade. Okay, so that shows the power of cloud computing. Now, if we learn cloud computing today, that means how far we can reach in the next coming years, that is the coming decade. Okay, there is an increasing need of the salespeople, marketers, senior managers to understand the principles of cloud and different cloud migration strategies so that they can bring in the right solutions during the business sessions. That is the need of cloud computing, and that is the need of the hour. So the course is actually designed for giving a foundation on the cloud for those who want to advocate the cloud computing solutions to enterprise clients. So that is what you will learn if you come and learn about AWS from Agility. All right, so let's talk about a utility model to understand more about cloud computing. Now, what is a utility model? If you think in that terms, you never produce electricity at your place. Okay, electricity comes from a distant source to your place, and you only pay of what percentage you're using it. Okay, there's a metered bill which gets generated. It comes to your place. If you don't switch on your light, you're not going to pay for that. Okay, similar is cloud computing model, which is an excellent part about cloud computing. Now, what it is, if I have taken up a server from any cloud computing platform, say AWS, okay, then whenever I run that server for that complete hour, hours, for how many hours I run it, I have to pay only for that much amount of time. If I'm not running that server, my metered bill will be stopped there and I won't be billed. That is the best part about cloud computing. That is how you save money with cloud computing. Okay, if you just want to use it for next 2 days for your big billion sale, use the 100 more servers and then tell them that I don't need it after 2 days, please take them away. Okay, in on-premise, that was a complete wastage. First, you could not forecast how many servers were required. You took up so many time to install it. And once 2 days are over, you don't need them anymore. Okay, so cloud computing is solving your problem with that. The same thing which I just said is, depicted here. If you see this graph, the allocated resources here you see, okay, if you see here, 1 minute, I'll show you. So this green line is depicting the actual usage, okay, and these are the allocated resources. So at most of the times, if you see, the allocated resources are not matching the actual usage. Sometimes it is overly, the resources are overly granted, and sometimes there is undersupply of the resources. At this stage, there is undersupply of the resources. It is not even matching the demand. So that is a problem you face when there is, the on-premise system which you set up. Okay, now with cloud, the problems are resolved. With cloud, the actual resources and the actual usage are hand in hand. Whenever you require servers, cloud service provider will give you in seconds. Can you believe this? If I tell you to create a web server and make it exact copy of the original web server, you will say, I will take at least 5 to 6 days because I have to set up the hardware and do all kind of installations, and then the team will test it and all those things. Within 2 minutes, I will show you in the demonstration. Within 2 minutes, you will get your server ready, up and running. You can actually connect to that server and work on that server. Okay. Okay. AMI image. Yes, you're right. Okay, Naveen. True. Okay, somebody has marked up these lines on the screen. So I will request everyone to please don't use the annotations. Okay, it is disturbing the class. All right. Then if we discuss about, though most of what we have, most of them we have already discussed, but let's go through them point by point. Benefits of cloud: lower capital expenditure. Of course, you need not do anything. Everything is done for you. Pay as you go methodology. Okay. Once you start using it, a metered bill gets generated. The amount you use, you only have to pay for that. It is utility based pricing. Okay, it is not like that once you take it, fixed pricing is not there. No, that's the best practice. Secure storage management. The storage management is highly secure. That is the benefit of cloud. Okay, you once you go through the entire course, you'll get to learn that there is lot many security measurements that has been taken so that your data is actually secure with them. Then there is 24/7 support. Okay, anytime something happens, you have a support system. Okay, you can call them, mail them. There are different types of packages they give you. You can enroll for anyone. If you are an enterprise, you'll go ahead with the enterprise package, and therein they'll give you the support anytime. You can call them and share your screen and take their help in different aspects. Then reliability, scalability, and sustainability of the data is there. Granular level user and access management you can manage. Okay, if you have a complete team, you can give someone access on only DB side, someone access on only the web server side, and so on. Okay, so in this way you can actually manage the access at different levels, that too at the granular level. Then lower total cost of ownership, we've already discussed that. Frees up the internal resources. Okay, there is no resource crunch ever that occurs with them. Device and location are independent. Okay, you can connect with any device at any location. Even if you are sitting here today, then you go ahead and change your location, you can again access all the the cloud resources. Then it is easy and agile development with cloud. Okay, then it is highly automated. You don't have to do anything. You just have to press on the buttons, click, 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 next, follow the instructions, and everything is done for you. Isn't that wonderful? That is the best part about cloud computing. Okay, so you might have heard about Sky News. It's a UK based company. Now, what is the story of the Sky News is it actually successfully live streamed the election results from 650 counting stations, and I guess it was 150 constituencies. Okay, from there it took up the results during the UK elections, and it live streamed that results onto YouTube, and it broadcasted it to TV as well. Okay, so there were a lot of challenges. They anticipated those challenges, and they overcome those challenges with the help of cloud. They took up a help from cloud, and they set up everything on cloud, and from there they picked up, and they entered into the Guinness Book of World Records for such a huge scale live streaming. This is how they overcome some of their major challenges. So what were their major challenges? Server infrastructure. Okay, they required so many huge server infrastructures, and they had to spin up thousands of servers within few minutes, and that too whenever there was a high demand. That was only possible with cloud computing. On premise, it would have been, zero, not at all possible. Then cloud can offer as much network speed and bandwidth as required by the business. That is again an advantage they took from cloud. Again, then a plethora of runtime environments they wanted to have and deployment platforms they wanted to have. They took it from cloud service providers. Okay, so they did their preparation so well. Then about the storage capabilities, cloud computing offers elastic and scalable storage. A right amount of storage capacity then can be procured based on demand without any wastage. Management, again, they took advantage of this, and every, the complete management part, they gave it to cloud service providers. They didn't take up any management, but they didn't waste their effort in management part. I request everyone to please be on mute. A lot of background noise is coming up. Veena, Qasim, can you please help me and mute them?
Sure, Kanika. Can you just give me one quick moment? I'm just going to take the host access for now. All right. And one moment. All right, so Kanika, I've just muted everyone. So I'm going to pass the presenter access back to you. Right.
Veena, can you just erase this as well? I think somebody has used the applications.
Sure.
Let me try. Okay, it's done. It's done. Okay.
Okay. So Kanika, let me give you the host access again. Yeah. All right. You can proceed, Kanika. Sorry for the disturbance, guys.
You're able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. I request everyone to please do not unmute yourself. It becomes very difficult for the session to continue. Okay. All right. Now here's a case study to actually give you a gist of, or the idea of, what are all the business concerns that come up. Okay. Now, if this is a fact sheet which is taken from an organization which has a retail business. Okay, I will not name the organization, but it is a kind of a real-time fact sheet. So if you see here, if we talk about web traffic on their websites, during a normal business day, you see that 0.3 million requests they receive. Okay. But on a promotional event day, now what is promotional event day? Whenever they are launching some promotions, maybe some, as I said, no, something like big billion sale they have announced on their website. Okay. On that promotional day, if you see the difference, number of servers have increased so much. Staff required, if you see, it is more than double. Staffing and management cost, okay, there's lot of increase in that. Maximum network spike, if you see, more than 7 times increase in that. Failure rate, that is the biggest problem. Okay, when there is a failure due to lack of resources, due to heavy traffic on your websites, what happens, what is a resulting business concern? There's a loss of trust in the business, and that is what we need to mitigate in today's world, if in case we want to survive or thrive in this business era. So the data volume generated, if you see in promotional day, there's a huge amount of data volume that is generated. And this leads to, in case you don't have the proper infrastructure or the proper setup done, this leads to the data loss or the corruption concerns. Okay, so we have scalability issues. Okay, you have reliability and quality concerns. Then you have some indeterminate cost concerns. Okay, because you cannot determine that, right? It happens on the fly. The load increases on the servers on the fly. Then management overheads, utilization of resources, infrastructure elasticity, setup and access concerns. Now how they are handled by cloud handles them with quite ease. Okay, it allows you to set up and maintain the optimal number of resources. Whenever the resource is required, it creates it for you. Whenever it is not required, automatically it removes those resources. Okay, so all these things you can do, all the settings you can do, and just tell them that create this, they will create it within 1 minute. Okay, I will show you this thing once we do the AWS demonstration. Okay, now when we talk about cloud computing, there are three categories of cloud computing: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. That means the service providers are either providing you infrastructure as a service, that is only the infrastructure, everything else, the blank infrastructure will be given to you. If we talk about database, a blank server will be given to you. You need to purchase your Oracle license, set up everything on that, and get set go. If we talk about platform as a service, the complete Oracle will be installed on that server. Just an example I'm giving you. Okay, it gives you the complete platform ready. You will use your own tools to get connected to this platform and start working. Okay, the platform can be uh, uh, the complete IDE, the development where you can actually development environment where you can actually deploy your things. Okay, or it can be just as we took an example of database, it can be an Oracle already installed on that. You just need to connect with your local tool like Toad, software developer, etc., and then go there and um, design your schema, run your things on the platform. Then comes your software as a service. Software as a service is like Google Docs. I hope everybody is aware of Google Docs. What you do in Google Docs, you don't have to, if you let's say I have purchased a new laptop today, okay, from the market. If you tell me to create a Word document, I will say that it is not possible. I haven't installed Microsoft Office on my system as yet. Okay, I need to purchase the license and then install it on my system. But with Google Docs, it is actually possible. That means it is not requiring you to install any software on your system. That is the best part about software as a service. Somewhere that software is installed in the Google's data center, maybe it is installed. You are connecting to that by providing your credentials or by logging into Google Docs, and then the application is bringing in all the requirements that is required to run the software on your system locally for that time being. Okay, so that is how software as a service works. So we have infrastructure, platform, and software. In these three categories, the service providers are divided. Okay, so some like let's take up an example of AWS now. AWS started as only infrastructure as a service. They used to give only infrastructure as a service to all the customers. Later on, they started developing platform as a service. So now they are providing very good platform as a service. Like we have RDS, that is relational database service, DynamoDB service, etc., where they provide you the complete platform ready. Okay, you don't have to work on the infrastructure, you don't get the access on that underlying infrastructure, it is all managed by them, you don't have to bother about it. Then they started on giving the some of the services as software as a service as well. Okay, but still till date they are infrastructure as a service heavy. Okay, so the most of the services lie in the category of infrastructure as a service. All right, if we talk about the major infrastructure as a service providers, so we have Amazon Web Services, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, IBM Cloud, Oracle, and we have somebody called Alibaba Cloud, which is just a newbie in this market, but then it is running very fast. If we talk about the market share, if you see here, you can well see, okay, if you look at this part, just look at this part. This part, right? The AWS part, this one. Okay, if you check this, it is 47.10%. And rest all, this is the other layer, the small cloud service providers, and it is 36.18%. The combined 36.18% market share is there. So alone AWS is leading the the cloud service providers in this race. You see here Azure is 10%, and you have GCP, that is Google Cloud Platform, as 3.9%, and you have 2.77% of the IBM software. Okay, and it is if you read the Gartner's the articles, in their survey they have said that for the next 14 years it is actually going to lead the rest 10. That means it is going to be stronger than the rest 10 which are following AWS. Rest 10 means Azure, Google Cloud Platform, IBM software, etc. So you can well imagine how much is the demand for AWS in the market. Everybody is using AWS. So many people are using AWS, and so many people are actually required to work on AWS as well. Skilled resources on AWS are actually missing. And if you become one of them, you are going to rule it or nail it. Okay. All right. So if we talk about some of the customer success stories, Netflix, Kellogg's, and NASA are the three major success stories. You can read about them in detail, who have gained a lot of popularity because of their usage or their taking up advantage of the AWS cloud. So Netflix, if we talk about, they faced a major database corruption in 2008. There was a storage crunch for ever increasing volumes of data, and it was very difficult for them to manage. Extreme difficult in scaling with their data centers. That is the biggest challenge everybody in the market today has. Unpredictable rise in the streaming hours of TV shows, and that to overcome these challenges, they used AWS. They quickly deployed thousands of servers within minutes with the help of AWS. They actually got cost benefits, scalability, increased resiliency and efficiency, improved customer experience with real-time network monitoring. Okay, so if we talk about AWS economies, that means how it actually saves your cost. It saves your server costs, storage costs, okay, storage admin costs, software costs, hardware costs, network cost, okay, LANs, load balancer bandwidth, network admin cost, IT labor cost, okay, Then not only this thing, you have overhead costs as well. If you are setting up of your own data center, you will require space. If you are setting up, if you have the complete space for those servers, you will require power. You will require cooling. Okay, all these are the additional costs. Not only this, if you talk about setting up a complete office for your employees who are going to manage all this hardware, the software, the network, etc., that is the IT labor cost. That is actually very much painful. Okay, to avoid this, AWS comes to your rescue. Okay, if we talk about the history of AWS, it started in 2003 as a vision only. Okay, and in 2006 they officially launched up, their first service, which is called Simple Queue Service. Okay, and it was not that popular. A queuing service is what they launched. Actually, if we talk about it, their Amazon.com required scalability during peak hours. Amazon.com required many things, right? So for that, they started up AWS. That is, they started this cloud computing as an idea for their internal use. Later on, when there was no peak hours, at that time they started renting out these services, and that's how they started. It was only in 2012 that they first had their reInvent conference, and AWS became popular. So it is not that old, you see, only 6 years down the line, and it has never looked back from there. So in 2015 itself, AWS was declared profitable with a revenue of $2.1 billion in the quarter 3 of 2015. Since then, Amazon.com has taken a backseat, and AWS is actually the cash cow for them. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about where you see AWS. So AWS is spread across many areas that are actually called regions. Okay. If you see here, the orange ones, these are the regions where AWS have their data centers. Okay. The actual data centers where the stack of servers are there. Okay. These are, 16 servers till date, and many more are coming. Then within one region, see 16 regions are there. Within each region, you have 2 or more availability zones. Availability zones are the physical data centers where actual servers are located. Okay, so why they have created multiple availability zones? To give you the redundancy of the data. Okay, so hence they provide you high availability, durability of the data with these multiple availability zones. And then they have their own content delivery network. Okay, something like Akamai. If you're aware of Akamai, to deliver the content in the faster way, they have created small cache data centers nearby nearby locations where a customer is not able to find a closer region, so that the information is cached there and the end user is served the content in a faster way. All right, so if we talk about the products and services, we have compute, storage, database, analytics, applications, and deployment. So many services are there. Once I take you through the AWS console, I will show you all these things. Okay, we'll go through the walkthrough from the console itself. So for the time being, I'm skipping this one. If we talk about security in AWS, so the first question that comes into your mind each and every time whenever you have data in AWS or any cloud platform is whether my data is actually stored, who is going to access my data, etc. Okay. For that, they have security enforced through many of the things. Okay. They have the firewalls on the servers called as security groups. They have firewalls on the network level. Okay, they help you to establish a complete isolated network across something like intranet across your resources. And there also they have the firewalls as network access control lists. They have proper encryption methods available so that your data is actually encrypted. Okay, then they have the logging mechanisms at various levels so that you can actually track what is happening, where your request is going and where it is failing, etc. Then they have the managed services like encryption key service, which helps you to maintain your keys. They help you to manage the access on the resources and the services securely. And then they help you to use your own encryption keys on AWS cloud with the help of cloud hardware security model. Okay, also they are compliant with many things. Okay, this is a small list which I have just pulled out. There's a complete big list. Okay, so it is ISO 27017, okay, and so on. You can see here HIPAA compliant, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, etc. And they say that your data is actually safe with us. The best part about AWS, I'm just going to show you this thing, that you can actually get started for free. If you talk about one service of taking a virtual machine for them, it is 750 hours per month. You can run that virtual machine for free of cost. You just have to create your free tier account. For first 12 months, your free tier account is valid and you are not charged anything. That is the best part about AWS. Nobody is giving you so much, in all other clouds also you have free tiers. They give you credits, but here the volume you can use for free is so much, too much. Okay, so you have a best part that you can create your free tier account, practice up there also in case you're going ahead and learning AWS. So that's best part. Pay as you go pricing. Okay, pay less when you reserve. So it gives you the options to reserve your resources as well. Like let's say I'm going to purchase one machine, I can reserve it for the complete year, pay the complete money in advance for the year, but at the discounted rate. Let's say the original price was 10 rupees per 1 hour. Okay, just an example, a vague example. It may be reduced to maybe 3 rupees or 4 rupees per hour. So that much of discount you get when you reserve the instances. Okay, now coming on to the AWS certifications. Okay, so you have these many certifications as you're seeing on the screen. We have Cloud Practitioner, Developer Associate, SysOps Administrator, Solutions Architect Associate, DevOps Engineer Professional, Solutions Architect Professional, then Big Data Specialty, and Advanced Networking Specialty. So these are some of the certifications which are available with AWS. The leading three are Developer Associate, then you have Solutions Architect Associate, and you have the SysOps Associate. Okay, so these are the three associate level, that is level 1 types of certification. Okay, so first you need to give these certification. In case, let's say you have cleared this Solutions Architect Associate certification, then you may appear for the Solutions Architect Professional certification. Professional one is the next level of certification. For SysOps and for Developer Associate, the next level of certification is DevOps Engineer Professional certification. Okay, so for these two, it is common. The next level is common. For Solutions Architect, you have Associate as well as Professional level certification. These three are, the level of the certification is same, only the aspect of certification is different. For developers, this one is apt. For SysOps administrators, SysOps Administrator Associate is the apt one. And for the architects who design the architecture based on security, performance, etc., then Solutions Architect is the best one to go and target for. Okay, then comes your Cloud Practitioner. Okay, and Big Data Specialty and Networking. These three are domain specific certifications. Okay, if you are from the big data background, you can go ahead and give the big data certification, etc. Okay, so this is how the certifications are classified. Further, if you come up for the course, there we will teach you that how do you get prepared for the certification. First, a complete training is given, and then how to prepare yourself for the certification, how much time to get, what courses to go through, which all services to focus. Okay, people do not have the right direction to actually clear the certification. That's the reason some people are not able to clear the certification. But if you target on the right services, give apt time, follow the, I call it as a 6-step mechanism, follow the complete step mechanisms, which we discuss in detail. Once we complete all the services, then you are set to go, and nobody can, nobody can take this certification away from you. Okay. Now, what what is the value of certification is, with more than 1 million customer, AWS is still the provider of the choice for the public cloud adoption, where 64% of the enterprise, so it is a big number here, 64% of the enterprise and 68% of the small and medium businesses are running the applications. Continued strong financial performance, a constant stream of new services are the indication that there is still much more to come. Okay, so if you are part of this, if you learn this skill, if you adopt this skill, you are going to rule the world. Okay, because it is in the next decade, it is going to take up everything with it. Then what benefits of AWS certifications are? If you talk about the salaries, now this is a number, you can Google them up. I have just taken up from a survey itself. Okay, each of the 5 AWS certification available earn an average salary of more than this much. Okay, I am unable to read the number as well. Okay, so it's like a huge number. AWS is quickly becoming the gold standard of the cloud. AWS certifications are feasible and within reach. That's the best part. You have a Keytron centers, you just have to go there, give your certification. How to prepare for the certification, we can tell you. It is not an easy certification, but if you have a right direction, it is not that difficult as well. AWS skills are high in demand and pay the top money. Okay, you just Google this today itself after this session, that how much you will benefit if you are AWS certified. Okay, now time for the demonstration. Okay, you already know that it is pay as you go, it is free tier, there's a high deployment speed with AWS, security is high with AWS, it's very, very much flexible. Now let's see this with a demonstration, with a small demonstration. So first of all, you can just simply create your free tier account. How do you create your free tier account? AWS free tier. Okay, you just have to type in AWS Management Console. I'll use an incognito window. Oh, what happened here? Okay, here we go. So AWS Management Console is what you need to type in. Okay, and here you see create a free tier account. If you click on this create a free tier account, it will ask you for all your details and your credit card information. Okay, don't worry, because you're creating a free tier account. There's a lot of services with a lot of resources with ample amount of time limit which you can use for free tier. Okay, with each of the services, when we discuss them in detail, we'll let you know that what is a free tier limitation. Okay, you can provide all your details, your credit card information, and you can actually create your account. So once you have created your account,
Kanika, can you minimize the PPT and because I'm not able to see the browser.
is it?
Yeah,
Why it was paused?
Yeah, we are able to see only
the PPT.
the PPT. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Can you switch to browser?
okay, 1 minute. Now are you able to see?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Okay, my bad. Okay, so I
Okay.
was telling you that if you click on this create a free tier account, you just have to type in AWS Management Console, click on this create free tier account, and you have to provide your information here. Okay, once you complete your details, then you'll receive a phone call from them saying that yes, your account is created. It takes up 24 hours for validating your account and get set go. So once you've created your account, you can simply sign into the console from here. Okay, 1 minute. I will just share my screen again. I will just provide my credentials here. it will just ask you for your username password, and that's what I'm giving here. Okay, so this is how you'll be logged in. This is AWS Management Console. And this is my account. Okay, your complete account details, your billing dashboard will be, seen here. And you can actually create the alerts on your billing dashboard as well. That if suppose my uh, bill is going on $0, $1, $2, you just send me your alert. So alert will be sent to your mail as well. So these are the regions which we were talking about. Okay, the data centers where actually
Kanika, it's not there on the screen.
sorry, you're not able to see the screen, is it?
No, I mean like AWS console, whatever you have been logged in, nothing was displaying on your browser. It's like you typed AWS itself. Yeah, now we are able to view. Thanks.
Selected on the next step. Different options. Okay, now it is fine, right? Okay, so this is AWS Management Console, and this is the account. You have the billing dashboard, you have my account section here, and these are the regions, okay, where the data centers are actually located. Now, let's say I want that my data center should be in Oregon region because my user's location is nearby Oregon. People will have less latency, or I should say, less delay in the response time if the region is nearby or if the servers are nearby. So let's say I am in the Oregon region. I want my data center to be set up in Oregon region. We've changed it to Oregon. Okay. Now from this, I will choose my service and start working. So everything will be now created in Oregon region for me. All right, I have compute services, management tools, mobile services, storage, database, migration, machine learning, analytics, Internet of Things we have, business productivity, application integration, etc. So here you can see that whatever is required to set up a complete data center is there here, okay, with big data specialization as well, machine learning specialization as well, and so on. So many things, so many services, more than 280 services is what AWS provide you now. Okay, so let's try a hand on one service that is called our EC2 service. That is a basic first service. So what EC2 service uh, gives you is it creates a virtual machine for you. So we cannot go into the details of it, that what is what, but if there is a complete session, so I take the participants through each and every detail of what is an instance, how many types are there, and then we create each and every NVC. Okay, so here I will give you a quick demonstration and show you that how within a minute I will get one server. Okay, so what I am doing is I am just choosing one image, then hardware configuration. First, I chose which operating system I require, then hardware configuration. Then I'm providing some details like in which network I would require my instance to be, and so on. Adding the storage, that is the external disks to my virtual machine. Okay, then giving a name to my virtual machine. Okay, then what all are the firewalls to my virtual machine? Like I would require HTTPS and HTTP access on my virtual machine. That is, I will take a remote of my virtual machine with the SSH, and then I will send the request over the browser via HTTP, HTTPS. And finally, within a minute, I will just review everything and launch my instance. Now it is asking me for a key pair. Key pairs are nothing but something like username and password. In case you don't want to provide username password, you just provide the key name. You provide the key pairs. You can create a new key pair as well. that is for password-less authentication. These are password encrypted. Okay, so I have just created my instance. Okay, so it is in the pending state. In few seconds, we'll see the machine is up and running, and we will connect with that machine as well. So complete details, see, the instance is now running. Okay, within a minute, I have created a machine. If I would have told you to create a machine on premise, you would have taken up so much of time to set up a machine. Okay, 1 day is even less. So here you can actually clone the machines as well within 1 minute. If I tell you to install everything on the machine, which is already there on an original machine, that is clone a machine with all softwares intact, that also can be done within 1 minute. Okay. All right, so I will just copy the public IP and will connect with my Linux machine, which I have just launched. Just give me a moment. I will share it. Okay. I'll share my screen. Okay, are you able to see this, right? Yes. Okay, so we'll say to log in, we use a username, and 1 minute, I'll do that again. I'll do that again, please, because I think you were not able to see this.
We are able to see, Kanika.
Okay.
The screen is,
yeah, but then from starting, I'll do that again.
All right, sure.
Okay. Okay, so from SSH, I went to authorization to browse my key. Okay. Okay. And here I said, okay. It's going off again and again. And here you go. Okay, you are into your machine now. So it is that simple. Okay, now I can do anything here. I can simply be the root user of this machine. A simple Linux is what I am typing in here. Okay, and then maybe I can say yum install httpd. Apache is what I have installed. Okay, service httpd start. All right, so I can check in the status as well for the service, and the service is active and running. Now let me just check, because I have enabled HTTP and HTTPS as well for the server. So not to worry if somebody is new to it, nothing to worry here. It is just a demonstration to show that how we have taken up a server and how fast we are working on that server. That's it. Okay, so not to worry, everything in detail is taken up during the session. Okay, so here you see the Apache test page is visible because the Apache is installed and is running on the system. It is that easy to take up a Linux machine. No installations done, no management done, everything is there. Okay, I can simply go here on the console again. Okay, and here I can simply, shut down the machine, stop the machine, or terminate the machine. Anything I can do to save my money as well once I'm done with my. Okay, so this is how it is very much easy and to work. It is easy to work with AWS. Okay, and that too for free. You can get started and work. Now the floor is open for the questions. I would request everyone, if you have any questions, you can, please ask me. Yes, Naveen, I'm ready for your query.
Yeah, Kanika, actually, I want to confirm with you, like through PEM key, we have been like connected through Linux box to through Linux box, right? I mean, like EC2 instance.
I connected it. I didn't get your question. I connected it using Putty.
Putty, but like whatever the like key pair you have used that log, right? Without that, we can't directly connect. Like normally, we'll be connecting all the Linux boxes through Putty itself, Windows to other box Linux boxes through Putty. But like whenever if you go for normally as of now physical missions, like when we got to try to log in, we can see encryption key yes or no option, right? Authentication normally. So whereas here I do see like PEM file when you insert it directly, no, without any authentication, it's directly logging as directly it is taking to the console, AWS console or what?
You have a private key with you.
Sorry, your voice is not audible.
My voice is not audible.
Yeah, a little bit low voice you am getting your voice.
Okay. Others hear me?
Sorry.
Can others hear me? Bina, can you hear me?
Now it's fine, Kanika.
Now it's fine. Previously it's not.
Okay. So Naveen, what I was telling you is that we have AWS. It is a key pair, right? So private key is what you store with you. You create with you. There is one public key which is there with AWS. Okay.
One moment, Kanika. So sorry to interrupt. Your voice went low. So what I would suggest is, Naveen, can you go back on mute and we'll see if that is affecting Kanika to talk?
No, it's fine. Like I can able to listen her voice clearly as of now.
Okay. How about the others, guys? Okay, it's fine. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries, Bina. So what I was telling is that AWS has its own public key and you have your private key. When your private key matches their public key, the authentication happens. So this is what is key pair. So when you download your private key, similarly a public key gets generated and gets stored at the AWS side. Okay, Naveen?
I mean, like
Basically SSH based authentication. True.
okay. I mean, like one more thing. Like if you have any PEM key or the something like key pair, suppose we are in Asia region. So like if you want to launch this whatever the instance configured in the Asia region, so like if PEM file is available, I'm like example I was working from USA region, so I want to access the Indian Asia region instance, EC2 instance, whichever the demo session which you have created. Yeah, hello.
For each and every instance, Naveen, you will.
Your voice is again low.
A bit low.
Okay, can you please be on mute, Naveen?
Yeah.
Okay, now am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So what I was saying is that for each and every instance, guys, you will have a separate key pair. You will have to generate a separate key pair. You can use the same key pair as well, but each instance will ask you for a key pair. Okay. Now for each instance, you will have a key. If I am sitting here in India and maybe Naveen is sitting in US, if he has the same key pair with him as well, if I share the key pair, then it is not a location dependency. Anyone across globe can access that instance. The only thing is SSH should be allowed on that instance from that particular user also. Okay, if I go into the details of security group, there I can block Naveen as well. Okay, if we talk not only about security group, there are different firewall levels wherein we will deny the access from Naveen's IP address as well. So that part can also be handled, but the two things should be there. One, SSH from his instance should be allowed. The other thing, he should have the key pair to access the instance. Make sense, Naveen?
Yeah. I mean, like crossover, if you do, we can connect, right? Crossover, some option is there, I think, AWS.
Yes. So we discussed that during the session. Yes.
Okay, fine. So as of now, like a little bit familiar with the EC2 instance which you have explained us. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
So
you, Kani.
Yeah, I haven't explained that, Naveen. It is just a small demo to give you an idea that how quick it is. Okay, the explanation is very vast, and we go into very much depth. It takes up 3 to 4 hours to complete the EC2 itself.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Then Dheeraj says, what does AWS has for security of VPC, security of workloads, and security of the platform itself? Okay, so Dheeraj, we had one slide there in which I described about the various security aspects. One is networking security, that is securing your infrastructure with a network, that is we have VPC. Then securing your data into the databases or at various storage locations, that is securing via encrypting the data. Okay, then comes securing your resources from unauthorized access. For that we have IAM service, which gives you the granular access. I can block Dheeraj from accessing my EC2 instance. That is possible if Dheeraj is a user under my account. So all these aspects are taken care, and security is basically they have a complete section for security wherein they tell you about the various security features like managing the encrypting keys. They have again a separate service. Then they say that it is a shared security model, okay, wherein they take care of the security of the infrastructure and the customer is responsible for the security of the applications deployed on it. Okay, so complete chapter is there which talks only about security. Are we clear, Dheeraj? Can we have tools to prevent workload? Yes, we have. Okay, they take care of various. There are various. You can use your own tools as well. Okay, they give you the privilege of doing that, and from their side also they are protecting your hardwares, your infrastructure where you don't have the access from all these ransomwares. Okay, so they have, yeah, Aman, I'm coming to your question. Sorry for the trouble. Let me answer Dheeraj's question first. Okay, so they give you the complete details of how they are actually preventing your system from denial of service attacks, man in the middle attacks, ransomwares, etc. Okay, so Dheeraj, your data is actually safe with them. They take care of this very much positively. Then, to protect your applications, you can use your own tools as well on their systems. Okay, now I'll come to Aman's question. What is Lambda? Basically, SSH. Okay, question is, what is Lambda? Okay, Lambda is again a serverless architecture wherein you don't have to, let's say I want to run up a code which allows me to upload some, let's say if you upload your picture on a portal. We have a class and I have told every student to upload pictures on a portal. Now from that portal, how what my task is that once a person uploads a picture on the portal, it should be converted into thumbnails. Okay, so I have to write a complete program to do so. I have to take up an instance, install the software on that instance, and then run that software on that particular instance as in a server. On that server, I have to run that particular program, and then this task will be done. With Lambda, you don't have to do anything. You just provide the input and you get the output. And there is complete section wherein you can write your own code. So installing a server, installing IDE on that server, writing the code, deploying that code is not your headache. This is a benefit you get from Lambda. The servers are managed by them. They will just give you one, let's say I want to write a Python code. They will just give me one platform. I can write my Python code and click on deploy. Everything will be done for me. I can provide source, I can provide triggers there, and things will be done for me. That is Lambda. I hope a high level thing is clear, Aman, though we do it in detail, obviously, in the sessions. Yes, definitely. It is an example of PaaS. A good catch, Aman.
Hi, Kanika, Ashish this side. So I want to know from where to
Your
start.
voice is very feeble.
Now it's okay.
A little better. Yes.
So my question is from where to start for AWS. So what is the basics for the AWS? Currently, I'm working in a snow.
Okay. I will tell you that how do you start with AWS. First of all, if I tell you to go and read about AWS documentation, it is very difficult to read. Okay, it is actually a sea of knowledge, and you don't. If you try reading it also, there are so many interrelations that are there within each services that it becomes cumbersome to read all those things. So first of all, you get a training. That means let somebody explain you the basics of each and every service. After that, once you get the training on those, in the training you don't cover more than 15 to 20 services. That's it, because those are the only services which are required for as far as the certification is concerned. If you require a speciality in some particular domain, then it is a different thing. Like, let's say you require to work on big data, so big data are not covered in the basic services or basic certifications. Okay, so once you get that, after that you go ahead and read the documentation. In that documentation, how to read through, there is a proper process. You need to follow that. Once you complete that, then you go ahead and read the FAQs of each and every service which you cover in the training. After that, there is one last step which is called the white papers. So go through those white papers and then you get set go for the certification. Fine, Ashish. I hope so was Ashish only.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Aman says not like Google Docs. It's just, yes, it is just an example of PaaS. It is not SaaS. Correct, Aman. You got that right. Okay, Naveen says one more question. At how many EC2 instances can be created? There is no limit to it, Naveen. Okay, though in the free tier you have the limitations. There's a limit section wherein they have the limitation, like let's say T2.micro instance, you cannot create more than 20. Okay, some categories are there, hardware categories. Don't go by the name T2.micro if you're not aware of it. But some hardware categories are there. For them, you have certain limitations. But then, if that is a soft limit, you can anytime get that limit increased. You have to just raise a support ticket with AWS team, and they increase it for you. There is no limit to it. It is just that you will exceed the free tier limit and you will have to pay the bill.
Oh,
That's
got it.
okay.
Yeah.
So free tier is 750 hours. 750 hours means T2.micro is one category which lies under free tier. If you run that for the entire month also, but only one instance, then you are not charged. But if you exceed those 750 hours, let's say you're running 2 systems for entire month. So 750 plus 750 will occur, right? So in that case, you will have to pay definitely.
Okay. One more, Kainika. I mean, like T2 micro and these all the things like depends on the organizations they will go for, right?
No. It is not like that. You can choose anyone. I chose T2.micro to show the demonstration because it's a free tier. Okay, I didn't want to incur my bill. Otherwise, I would have taken up anyone. That's my choice. Okay, and in that also we have different categories like general purpose, compute optimized, we have memory optimized, depends on my requirement. If I want to set up a database, I would require higher IOPS, input output per second. I would definitely go with the storage optimized or the memory optimized instances. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I thought like it's like so whenever we go for T2 micro, macro, or these particular options, I do see like we can extend. They'll be charged if I select that particular options, right? I can see that they will be charging the
Charged. Yes,
yes.
definitely they'll be charged. It is not so that in free tier you cannot use them. It is
Uh,
just that that bill will incur. You will exceed the limit. In free tier, they don't stop you anywhere. You can choose anything, but then uh, zero bill will not be there.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think one more question like
Atul, I will come to your question. Atul, please be patient. I actually have skipped your question, I think, twice. I will just back be with your question. Yes, Naveen.
yeah, I mean, he has informed like he has lost key. I think Atul's question only. So he has lost his instance key, like the PEM key. So can we like without key, can we try to log in the AWS account? Whether it is possible to
No,
retrieve that.
EC2 instance, not
Yes.
AWS account.
Sorry.
If you lost your key, you cannot, connect to your instance. There are various other options in which you can actually recreate your instance. That is everything you can recreate with a fresh key. For that, you should have access on. Like there's something called imaging concept. Okay, AMIs is what we call it.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, we just have to create the images of that instance, recreate the instance with a new key. Okay, and
Okay.
that's how you will be able to regain everything which was there on the original instance. For that, you should have access to do that, and many things are associated with it.
And like AWS account in the password key, if we like suppose we lost that password, so can we retrieve that through email
Account
only?
password. Account
Uh,
password, yes, definitely. Forgot password thing is there. That options is there.
okay,
Okay, so that is not that big challenge.
okay,
How many days the key is valid? See, it is valid. It is not. It doesn't have an expiry date. Okay, it
okay,
is valid throughout.
okay. Till we run the instance.
Yes. If you just key will still be there with you. Even if you
Hmm.
don't run your instance, key will be there with you. All
Hmm.
the keys which I have just showed you, I think now it's gone. But when I was selecting the key, I had a lot of keys. Those keys will be there with me. I can use those keys with any other instance as well. So key is valid forever with you.
Okay, fine.
All these questions definitely will be answered once you get the insight of each and every service. And the world is not limited with EC2. There are a lot many services, and you will love to learn them. Okay, I think I have a question from Kasim saying that please let me know the changes between AWS. Yes. So there's the architect associate old exam and the new exam which has come up. Okay, from August you will not be able to give the old exam. Now the difference between the two is that in the new setup, or the new exam which they are coming up, they have actually changed they have decrease the depth, okay, and increase the services, the number of services. Like earlier the focus was only on the top 15 services, or 16, 17 services were there, but now they have increased the number of services from which they ask the questions and decreased the depth. Okay, some portions are also the percentages are also changed. Like earlier it used to be troubleshooting used to be a major part. Now the percentage has little bit lessened up, and so on. So there is a complete comparison sheet. Maybe once we discuss about the certification in detail after completing all the services, then it would add more to your knowledge that what was earlier and what is now. That is it.